Good Wednesday afternoon, everybody. August 22nd, 2018. Welcome in to another edition of Talking Fitchburg. Andrew and Jeremy here, ready to rock your socks on the middle of the week, a Wednesday. Hope you're having a good week out there. I know after yesterday and Monday night, with all the rain and stuff, been learning more and more about the flooding that is still occurring, and I just saw a new report of the lakes around Madison now.
Yep.
They're filling up, so water's got to go somewhere. So now the flooding is starting in other parts.
It's a process.
Yeah. So while water recedes from other areas, it's got to go somewhere. And
go somewhere else, and then that floods.
Mm-hmm. So got to be on the lookout.
No.
Not at all. So certainly keep an eye on that if you're living, near the lakes or whatever.
Yeah, if you're by a water
property or know somebody.
Or low-lying areas.
Yeah, because it's just it's coming in. So be on the lookout for that. And just want to again say sorry for all those areas, Middleton, Cross Plains, Black Earth, and Mazomanie. That are just dealing with a tremendous amount of cleanup now, and in some cases still active flooding going on as well. So thoughts out to all of them, those folks out there in the cities dealing with that. It's been craziness, Andrew, craziness. Wife and I drove through past Middleton this morning. A lot of that water is receded, and between I would say everywhere from Airport Road to Greenway has started to recede pretty good. And you can still see the mud and debris left over from those roadways and stuff. We'll talk about that a little bit in the show today, Andrew. You got pulled some headlines that we can talk about on that front. So we'll have that coming up today. And coming up in the digest, we got a couple of stories to take on for you. First, a human case of West Nile was announced last week. And with all this rain that we just got, I'm sure there's going to be more mosquitoes to be had here sooner than later. So we'll tell you how to protect yourself here. Plus, the Drive Sober, Get Pulled Over campaign started last week. And I'll tell you a little bit about that campaign and making sure that you don't drink and drive. You really should never drink and drive, right? Right. Then Department of Ag, Trade, Consumer Protection. It's move-in time. Yeah, that's right. All those college students signing those leases, getting ready to move in. Well, we've got you protected as Michelle from the Department of Ag, Trade, Consumer Protection. She's going to join us and talk about everything you need to know, whether you're a first-time tenant or maybe you're that landlord too, getting into the business, whatever the case may be. We've got tips for both parties to stay protected. By the way, landlord issues, Andrew, landlord-tenant issues, number 2 for top 10 complaints.
Wow.
So definitely something that...
So pay attention in the digest today.
Absolutely. And we got a busy one indeed. All right, we do start first continuing with some of that flooding around the area. Was posted up this morning that the Capital City Trail is closed due to some storm damage. We got some images here. It's just again those low-lying areas and whatnot, huh? That whole pavement is moved there. Was it a bridge? Do you think?
I don't know what was there,
or just washed underneath of it.
And just collapsed the. It's definitely erosion right there, and collapsed the road portion, the trail portion. But wow,
that is literally wow.
I can't tell if it turns. It goes around a corner to the right of the screen. Not sure, but it's definitely broken.
Yeah, seems like this all over Dane County, but specifically here, the Capital City Trail is closed due to that storm damage. Trails closed between Fish Hatchery Road and Badger State Cannonball City Capital City Trail intersection, also known as the Bicycle Roundabout. Monday's storm left down trees, standing water, and as you see here, washed out portions of the trail at various locations between the bike roundabout and Fish Hatchery Road. Dane County Parks has placed barriers on the trail and are clearing the downed trees. The trail washout and on the other side of Longford Trail underpass tunnel will require reconstruction, which may take several weeks. So for now, that's going to stay closed. Cyclists and pedestrians are required to use alternate routes of travel during the closure. So find an alternate route. Let the crews get that stuff cleaned up. All right, I mentioned about flooding going into our lakes here in the Madison, Dane County area, and that has prompted officials from Dane County to declare a slow no wake restrictions for Lake Monona, in Wabisa. It says due to the heavy rainfall, they're declaring that slow no wake for the entire surfaces of lakes. As I mentioned, Mendota, Monona, and Wabisa. The restrictions for watercraft to slow down will take effect immediately. And given the amount of rain that's already occurred from last week and this week, they're expecting that the high levels of water will continue to go. And as I heard again early here this morning, it sounds like that water is rising slowly. So got to be careful during high water levels. Is so important for property owners on all lakes to prevent their piers from floating and creating navigational hazards by securing them, or I don't even know how you fasten those down. Like to do to the shoreline, maybe add some weight or remove the pier from the water. Whatever you got to do to get it secured so it doesn't float away, and also just be advised on that risk of, again, localized flooding as it can occur. All right, for those folks who have been affected by the flooding, Dane County wants to make sure that you're getting ready for the cleanup and you do it safely. It says here, with the heavy rains and flood conditions across Dane County, floodwaters can carry with them many contaminants that can pose health risks, such as sewage, fertilizer, manure, gas, and pesticides. It's important to stay out of the floodwaters if possible and clean up properly. Flooded homes and businesses can lead to the growth of mold, which can cause health concerns. It's important to stay safe, healthy, while cleaning up after a flood. You've got the Wisconsin Department of Health Services information on mold and how to clean up mold. We'll post up the link to this. Andrew's got it right there on the screen for you. And just take precautions as you're doing this, including drinking water as well. If you've got a private well and water was over top of that well, it may be contaminated, and that's not safe for cleaning with, bathing in, or drinking. So keep that in mind. There are guidelines for disinfecting private wells, which can be found on the Wisconsin Department of Natural Resources. But my guess is right now, I think you dial the 211 number to report if you did have flooding at this point. And then there's other resources out there, certainly, that you can call if you have any questions about proper cleanup. And again, I'll post that link up with social media when it does go out here a little bit later this afternoon. Also, keep in mind, too, with your food safety, the Department of Ag, Trade, Consumer Protection wanted to remind you that you want to eat safe foods during this time. And again, thinking of these considerations that, throw out all perishable foods such as meat, fish, eggs, milk, leftovers in your refrigerator when the power has been off for more than 4 hours. So it's not too long afterwards. Thawed frozen food that still contains ice crystals can be refrozen or cooked. If not, throw it away. So if it doesn't have the crystals, you got to throw it away. Also throw out these foods with unusual odor, color, and texture. Canned foods and containers that are bulging open or dented should be thrown out. Food not in waterproof containers or cans. Food canned at home. Food in cardboard containers, including juices, milk, and baby formula. Food in containers with screw caps, snap lids, crimped caps, twist caps, flip tops, and snap tops. All need to be thrown out. Other items there are listed. If you think that if you got well water or something, you think that's been contaminated, avoid cleaning anything at this point, and use some fresh water, get the fresh water, whatever you got to do to avoid getting sick. So again, we'll post up both the cleanup link and the safety link on food and cleanup on our Facebook page here a little bit later this afternoon. All right, tonight we have the North Fish Hatchery Road Reconstruction Kickoff meeting at the Fitchburg Public Library. The city of Fitchburg is planned to reconstruct the North Fish Hatchery Road from McKee Road to the Beltline beginning in late 2019. Join the city and the project consultants for the first community meeting to learn about the project goals and planning process and to discuss questions, issues, and priorities related to the important corridor reconstruction. Input will be used to guide the project plans and designs. When complete, the reconstruction will improve safety, provide better connectivity with surrounding neighborhoods, and support economic development. Everyone is welcome. Meetings at 5:30 p.m. Runs through 7:30 p.m. with the presentation kicking off at 5:45 p.m. Again, at the Fitchburg Public Library, meeting room, second floor. You can't make it? Tune in. We'll have it live. We will broadcast this live tonight on our Gov channel, and we'll make sure we get something posted up this afternoon so you don't miss out on this meeting. And, of course, we'll bring you some of the highlights of this meeting right here tomorrow on Talking Fitchburg. Other headlines for you. Bicycle Committee vacancies. Yeah, they got some openings. Applications are being accepted for vacancies on the Bicycle Committee. Applicants must be Fitchburg residents and should have a strong interest in varied levels of experience with cycling, either recreational or for transportation, or strong interest in background in developing and promoting events. You want to get involved in this? Person need to go to the website, fill out the application. It'll be completed for mayoral appointment application form. That's what you fill out, and you will be good to go. Whew, a lot of stuff going on here. How about this? The back to school, the Fitchburg Tech Campus back to school block party. That's coming up on Thursday, August 23rd, benefiting Aldo Leopold School, Elementary School, and Stoner Prairie Elementary Schools. The live music by Soggy Prairie Band. Have you ever heard of that? Nope.
Have not.
I got them from 6 to 8 p.m. Games, arts, crafts, photo booth, face painting, and more. I think they have some displays there as well. They got the whole schedule there online as well. Kicks off at 5 p.m., runs through 9:30. 2690 Research Park Drive. Getting tongue-tied here. All right, community block party coming up as well. The community party at Nine Springs Golf Course will be held on Saturday, September 8th from 2 to 6 p.m. Free food, music, bounce house, games, and more. Stop on by. This event is put on by a lot of great local sponsors here, including Fitchburg Police Department, Fitchburg Fire, Verona EMS, the First Tee, Nine Springs Golf Course, and, of course, your Recreation Department as well. So hopefully you can make it out to that great. We just had a black party. There's a black party. Now there's another black party. It's going to be great. All right, last but not least, stolen sign in Verona. You heard about this, Andrew?
I didn't until you put the story on. Are you kidding me? How does one steal that?
Exactly.
How does one take that?
So I figured we're border here with Verona, so if we can help get out the tips here. But basically it says here on August 13th, the Verona Police Department was notified that the Welcome to Verona sign located at the intersection of North Main Street and Cross Country Road was stolen. The large custom sign was originally purchased by Verona Betterment Organization approximately 10 years ago. The estimate to replace this wooden sign, Andrew, today, $10,000. Verona Police Department's asking for your help for a community to locate this wonderful sign. If you have any knowledge of the whereabouts, please contact the Verona Police Department, 845-762-3. I don't get it. I just don't get it. All right, that does it for your headlines. Coming up next, we open up the Fitchburg Digest, talking about two important stories coming up here. West Nile and the Drive Sober or Get Pulled Over campaign. That's next right here on Talking Fitchburg.